Hi, Fizia.
Hi,
How are you
Oksana.
doing?
How are you?
Very good. Nice to see you. Just wanted to mention that I'm only gonna do once a week with you from now on, and then until I complete the grand move because it's in stages because we're doing it by ourselves. Um, but at the same time, so I basically I have people who would like to have sessions with me now, but I'm just kind of putting them on the waiting list in a way because I just don't have time right now with all the packing, moving, and we're gonna make a few moves to transport by ourselves everything. Anyway, and yeah, how about you? How are you doing these days?
I finally received my diploma from past life regression therapy, which is, the academic
That's great news.
methods, and the people they know that I do even the esoteric sessions as well. It is the one that you do as well. Yes, I'm going so far. I am getting busy, and I'm happy that at the moment you are obviously focusing with to find your new place, new life, and
Hmm.
you need time to organize yourself. Obviously,
Right.
that is the right thing. So people, if you want a session with Oksana, just connect with her, and you can book. They can book for a late, day,
Right.
or in maybe November, October, November, if for you is better, or
Right. I'll
September.
be more like, yeah, October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm keeping doing my sessions as normal, and yes, I have to publish some because I have to publish lots of things. So I have to ask my son, which is the one that always trying to to work with my videos. But
Right. You're IT
okay,
person.
today we have interesting topics as well, and yes.
About the climate change you wanted to check, and I've been recently having very interesting dreams that I partially remember, partially not. And I go to
Mhm.
different worlds. And the worlds are some of them merging, some of them unmerging, and a lot of them are moving. It's kind of like a space with the borders, but they're not really visible borders. And it's like energy, energetic bubbles moving, like molecules moving and restructuring. And also this meta. I understood the other day why M starts with M. Because so it's like two bubbles, right? The one bubble is smaller, just like eight, how
Mhm.
we draw eight, but it's horizontal. And so our reality, they copied from the original reality. And from this reality, they made yet another copy, and that would be another one. And they are connected. Our world is connected to artificial meta world reality. So that artificial has to be basically, it's kind of like another plug to the wall that already exists. The wall is the surface of our planet, right, where we exist, just like little tiny area where
Mhm.
we exist. And then they plugged in another cord to suck the energy out, the information, the data, the copy ideas into another yet world. And that's why we feel like inside it's almost like things are dying out, things are restructuring, almost as if the planet was dying out, all these droughts, all these climate changes, all this like potential disasters like that nuclear plant in Ukraine. And they kind of throwing and look around the world. I started like following what is going on around the world. It's just crazy stuff all over the place. The truck drives and kills 32 people, because his brakes don't work, and then some shootings all over the world. You see just crazy
Yeah,
shooters
lots
all
of people
over.
are just become crazy.
I
They
think they
kill members of
activated.
family. But I always read this sad news in the past, but now they are quite often. It's the percentage of this, let's say, all these crimes. They
Mhm.
sometimes are without any sense, are growing super fast. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely it's the atmosphere. It's like I feel the corruption of what you're talking about it, and especially with the metaverse now that they are pushing people to live in more in this matrix, which is virtual reality. So people they're going to be stuck in their own homes and have their own clones. So more clones, more entities. So I mean, it doesn't sound very exciting. Even for my people, younger generation is, oh yes, we can do this, but it's not live. It's not live. Uh,
For right. Yeah, well, I started thinking about it. What if it's all like hypothesis? What if it's all just a fake, right? What if even since Dolores Cannon was right about a lot of stuff, but also wrong about a lot of stuff, she believed only in positive aliens and a lot of stuff. So she was talking about the birth of the new Earth. But this birth of the new Earth is like that metaverse artificial universe is being born from a copy of the original Earth that we exist on. And what if I was this grand designer of fakery, which we're in basically, I would probably make it look so great. Oh, we're going to high dimension. We are moving to high. But in this, it's kind of like cutting a good apple into two halves. And then this artificial part of the apple has to drain energy from the part that has more energy. See, each time they make a copy, they reduce the amount of energy because they have to drain it from somewhere. The more copies, the less energy, and they're all connected. So you kind of like have to dry it out, and that's why rivers, everything is drying out. I
mhm.
told you, even like Michigan here is like drying out some spots. I'm amazed. The beach is like, I don't know how many meters, like maybe 10 meters dried up. I went to one beach. I used to walk like up to my stomach area, and now it's down to my feet. It's just like I walk from a bird island. They had like lots of rocks where the bird sanctuary is. I could walk on the there. It wasn't even up to my knees. It was much lower, the water. It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. And again, I'm living in Britain for the past 22 years, and I never saw a summer like this. Is barely is raining here. All the rivers they are basically drying out, and it's very hot. And I never saw again this country, so dry. And even I just saw the news in Spain, a lake which was very drying down. They find that like stones like Stone Age for like this is about the ages 4 to 5,000 years and emerged from this lake. So lots of stuff is happening here. So I
Right.
I am I mean when I say concern, it's not about what's going to happen to us. I'm really concerned for this planet. I'm really concerned for the planet. Is a message this one is because the planet as its rotation, yeah, until arrives to an end, and then it will come back
Right.
again. And every time
Right.
it go to an end, they have a natural disasters like ice age, the dinosaurs that disappear, and then they
Right.
have to come back to rebalance, you know. Uh, so
Yes,
we
they
can have
already started that for
mhm.
sure. And look, there's another thing. Sorry for interruption. I saw yesterday the news. My husband was watching, and they said that the government is going to pay the farmers in some of the states in the United States not to plant the crops because the water that they need to water the crops is not enough water anymore. So they don't want the farmers to use up water because they need it for people. And I'm like, but wait a minute, but that's kind of artificially reducing the crops,
In fact, you
So
remind,
that's the
sorry if I
agenda of that like lack of food stuff.
is linked in what you say about the crops because I read the other day I think it was in BBC News that they in Oxford they modify artificially again, the wheat, to be more resistant about this weather, about without water, and they basically successfully created this new basically crop that will going to be more resistant in the future because they are expecting definitely climate change. There will be a big climate change on the way. So
Right.
that's linked to what you were saying for sure.
First, you put the results that you want, then you create the problems, then the solution is in the middle to get to the results you wanted as step one on your list.
Hopefully, will be low. It's not like they say many things, but we know what's happened to modified crops in the 70s. That the in Canada they created this kind of
Mm.
crops. What is the name?
Genetically modified crops.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
It's the
was
one
it
that
corn or something else, or wheat or some other grain?
yes, and this is why many illness, different illnesses caused problems to the people. People that are allergic now to the wheat, celiac people, intolerance that make you
Right,
tired. So why many people they feel exhausted without energy because what they eat, especially if they eat pasta, bread, and all
right,
this food that contains these elements, modified elements.
right,
Yes.
right. It's kind of like actually my daughter told me that it's kind of like a soul. They take a soul, they capture it, they put like a piece of Play-Doh or chewing gum on the soul to stick it, and stick it to a petri dish we call Earth. So soul can be, and in the soul they put a little cord to suck the energy out, and soul is kind of stuck to the surface until that little chewing gum dries out and can no longer hold the soul, which is our
Mm-hmm.
body dies, and that's when we're free. So basically, they need us to make us kind of like sleepy, tired all the time, like because if we're not sleepy and tired, we would take a lot of soul energy, but they need to drain that soul energy for themselves. Why would they make
And,
us give us that opportunity to be active as a physical body, as a soul in a physical body, if it's easier to make everybody sick and lay in bed even like this, and and giving
and
all
the,
the energy to them.
and everything comes in a loop that they sell drinks like energy drinks. That's you keep drain yourself like it's drain the
Mm,
planet.
yes,
Uh,
absolutely. And now look at what is happening. A lot of people are, even more people are using alcohol. I heard was some video in Russia, from Russia, that they are drinking too much vodka now. The consumption of vodka 83% up. 83%.
wow.
I mean, because people are depressed, people who understand what, their leader did to the other country, the genocide of other people that they considered, friends or friendly neighbors. And the other people who totally support their leader, are just probably happily drinking. I have no idea that because he tells them that we're winning. We're winning, and over the West, collective West, like they call it, and the United States, because those are our enemies. Um, it's just the whole thing is surreally crazy. You can just see everywhere just what David Icke says. It's kind of like inferno we're living in because uh, it's it's almost like as if most of the people around us are from hell themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
act like devil type robotic beings without empathy and feelings.
Yes, it's. I
Mm,
mean, I watched David Icke with this the last video. It was wow. I can't agree more with him. It's definitely he just went straight to the point. So amazing, amazing what he says. It makes sense. It makes sense.
mm.
Oh, but yes.
So I can just look at the Earth if you want, Because I
Yeah.
told you, right? I also compared this new artificial reality. It's like 30% not done yet, and it's like one it's like a butterfly, right? One wing of the butterfly is completely created and built up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's exhausting its program. There's something about the electromagnetic field. Then when universe is like shifts energetically. So the electromagnetic field they created for us to be attached to be magnetized to. So body is magnetized to the field, and body is a cage for the soul. It works perfect for them. But now something is shifting. It's demagnified in a way. You know what I mean? And you know why? Because more people know how powerful we are, and by just wanting to turn off our connection to the field, we can, especially at the moment of death. Uh, and now the other, that's why they formed this other circle as a metaverse, or the other wing of the butterfly that is sucking the energy from the original one to create, build up this one. In order to build up this reality, you have to suck more people in through conflict, wars, problems, natural disasters, poverty, lack of food. I see like it's like pops up to me like what they're gonna use, diseases, all of this stuff they're gonna use to suck more people into this
Mm-hmm.
um, artificial meta universe that is totally artificially designed universe. And it's almost like what we consider those archangels, angels, the architect, the creator. Architect, the creator to me is like he's composed of different energies from what I see. It's like a person composed of different puzzle pieces, and each puzzle piece is each copied group of aliens that still exists on the original planets, but the copies of them exist on the artificially designed planets that they did the same to them. Let's say I see now Pleiadians like tall, blue skinned, some of them blue skinned, light blue, some of them white, totally white skinned. And they're different kinds actually. Even the eyes all look different. And there are original ones are still like, I want to say naive, kind, childlike. But then they copied that reality into this big matrix computer system that is held by invisible electromagnetic fields. And those electromagnetic fields composed of software programs, and they have the same exact planets, but it feels very artificial to me, with the beings which are exact copies, but they're much lower in vibration. Therefore, they became like parasites, and they're parasitic to us. They also drain energy from us. And those fake Pleiadians come to us, say that they're original Pleiadians because we never question it. We don't know about how they've been created, and come to help us, so called, but it's not real help. It's that they want to get into connected to us and drain energy from us. But they still have database in their brains. I see like a big box in their heads, and they copy the information from the original uh, Pleiadians. So they can share a little bit with us just to make us believe, just enough to make us believe that they're real. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we are surrounded. It's like Saturn with rings. Um, the core of Saturn, the whole planet, is like us. It's like energy, like if you look in terms of energy, and the rings around us, we're wrapped in artificial realities. So we can never see what the reality it really is. It's done on purpose to trick us over and over and over because they calculated every possible way we would probably try to get away from this reality or find the truth. And if for each and every way, they found a solution how to trick us there too. See how it's just, I feel like we're totally wrapped. But then the thing is, it's like your energy becomes like a tall, thin, it grows fast like a tree when you grow that understanding that you're higher than this artificial, because only life prevails death, and only biologically alive, like soul consciousness that's never supposed to die, can overcome everything artificial just by wanting. But because they inserted so many programs in us, I see all the people kind of funny right now. I see like a person like on the street. He has like green shelves all around him, and each shelf represents like a program. So if you get rid of one shelf, one program, there's so many more, hundreds more. And it's like you have to unshelf yourself to get to the core of true belief in yourself. Otherwise, you'll always be searching for, even if you create this artificially fake self identity that I do believe in myself, the core inside of you would still not 100% believe in yourself. And it's also designed that way. That's why they turned off all this, genes in us.
Mm-hmm. So it's all part of this big, I feel that everything that is happening the last couple of years is all connected to, I don't know, to think that we are by near the end of the world, that the UFO that are um, coming to, some people says to save us, some people says to conquer us. I mean, it's like layers and layers of the same, I don't know, container, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's the whole system is done. So for people who are disappointed about the artificially designed system, they want to go to a new system that promises them more. And then they go into this. They start believing that in aliens and all of this, which is, you mean that's what they see. They give us the semi-truth. Yes, aliens exist. Yes, we are aliens in other lives. But at the same time, the access to the right aliens, to the original ones, is totally closed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I told you the truth, but you can't really get to the truthful information. We created a database, we created Akashi records. It's all fake. It's
Mm-hmm.
all like artificial computer system to record your lives, then use them against you because you made so many mistakes. You have to go to school in the fourth level. It's as if, I mean, we literally sit. It's like shelves of the bookshelf. I see 3D, I see 4D, not visible to our eyes, but totally exists. It has schools, it has libraries, it has buildings, it has villages. Like, I see a lot of stuff there, just tons. Different realities all created from the minds. I want the ocean, here's the ocean. I want the mountains, here's the mountains, go there. Or if you believe you're going to study more, here you go. You go in school, study more, but then we'll send you to yet another life.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a fifth dimension above it where I see that Anunnaki has access to the fifth dimension. For some reason, like Anunnaki, like came up right straight away to me. And then higher dimensions. See why they use this number 7. Higher than 7 is like metallic ceiling for them. Cannot reach that. Cannot reach above 7. And the 6 and the 7s are also in layers, which is very tricky to me. It looks kind of like cells of a beehive. Some cells are little portals that connect to the original 7th dimension and 6, and others are totally artificial ones that suck you as a vacuum through some tunnel system into some. It's like artificial portal system leads you to the source, what you call source, but it's actually like a big sack that it keeps expanding the more souls get inside. It's very high vibrational.
Mm-hmm.
There is some, it's like some antennas. It's like it has some spikes on it on the outside when I look around. You know, like a spike with a big ball on it. That ball has some spinning device. It spins in a
Mm-hmm.
like a wired motion, and it takes energy from outside space, converts it into higher energy. I got 432, 434, 528 hertz, and it pours it inside that artificially designed sac. It's almost like a mother's womb to me. You know, the shape of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the souls feel like, oh, it's blissful, it's bliss, it's love, it's nothing but love. But it's artificially designed. It's not real.
So, is there any other soul that are able to understand that they are just in a virtual sack?
Yeah, they are their consciousness is really it's lowered by up to 32%, 25/32%, it's
Mm.
lowered. So they're in this state of, when you're lying on the beach and you're almost asleep, they're kind
Yeah.
of like that. They don't want to they feel like they're too lazy to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another tube coming from it. When they're like gently sucked out of it, brought to the different areas, I see young souls. They almost look like children when they take shape. And they said, well, now it's your time to pick your parents, and things like that. And I think those souls were caught from other planets when they were young children or just started living on particular planet. Not much wisdom, not much understanding of anything.
Mm-hmm.
The
So,
other ones go to those archangels and they say, you're part of us. You have to bring peace and love to the world of Earth. You have to be on a mission. So you have different programs. How to convince a soul according to the soul's consciousness level to come
mm-hmm.
back to Earth.
Is there any group of souls that they decided um, to go to the opposite side to check what it is behind these programs? Is there any?
The moon, the moon has a energy sac around it. It's all around. It kind of holds a space for it. If we just remove the moon and deactivate, we can turn off the Saturn. I get that we can turn it off. We can make it like non-active. The whole sac would fall down, would disappear. It's like a light spectrum. Okay, you turn off the projector. Everything that is functioning in the projected area all of a sudden becomes like dust. Like it just doesn't work or doesn't exist. It's all an illusion. It becomes an illusion. That's why we call it a dream in a dream, because it's like you turn off the Saturn and you take away the moon, but I feel like you physically have to take it away, and then it's gone. We are free.
Hmm. So how we can take away this moon, let's say barrier in a way, because we know that it has this artificial program. It's like a
Yeah.
big umbrella on top of us, like the sun.
I kind of understand why every single planet I look at has the rings. Even though people don't talk about the rings around Venus and Jupiter and all this, but they exist. Um, See, Saturn has this very Saturn to for you to understand. It's like in Italy, there's a mountain and there's like a road goes up the mountain.
Hmm.
So the Saturn has this big road. It's like a big, big, huge road. One ring is like a big road, and this road has villages, cities, towns, headquarters, different stuff. It's just like built, artificially built and attached to the core of the planet, drains energy from it, and all the cities and towns and everything can exist. There's a lot of military facilities there too. It depends on which ring you are. There's some rings that I see people returning from. There's like, I see them flying, souls flying from Earth here to Saturn here, and they go meet up at some hotel. I see them walking in, and if I get close and look through the window, it's like a ballroom, like they're hugging each other. Oh, you're finally back. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So this is after they leave the body, the container, so they can be sent to different planets as well.
It depends. They have this tiny little navigator. You know what, Divisia? It's almost like the head, the third eye, if it doesn't get activated, it's connected to the back of the head, to the reptilian brain. And it kind of like, it's like a little system that pulls you in. It's like a GPS that finds your spot where you came from. It just pulls you there.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
I see pulsating lights, like here in the back, two pulsating lights, and almost like a gripper invisible takes a person there, because the person still, I see this woman, she's still dressed in like clothes, but she just like came from the hospital bed, she died. But she still looks like a real woman just made out of energy in the clothes. I can see her beige pants. I can see her checkered shirt. Like the last time she remembers herself, she almost like created that image. Even though she was in the hospital gown down there. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Interesting.
interesting. That is interesting. So she created her own the herself for the new life. Then.
That's so last. It's like the body, energy body, takes an image of the physical body the last time it was fully conscious. I feel something happened to her, like to me comes a blast, and then she got to the hospital. A blast, like she hit her head or something. She became unconscious. From that moment on, she was put to the hospital, right? And she was never really conscious there. And that's why the last picture her mind took of her body dressed that way imprinted into her energy body, and that's how she shows up at that ball with other people. Oh, hi Helen, how are you doing? Like, and it's almost like a copy of this reality, like nothing happened, but look, this is so nice. I don't feel pain. There's always fun here. We don't have to eat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, what happened when people dying in explosion? I in my studies, I learned that people that died in a
Shattered.
they basically they don't understand. They don't even have the time to create their own.
They have shattered mind, and shattered mind creates almost like separation in energy bodies. I see them all split up in a way that you know how the energy body merged together when you
Hmm.
look at them, and then I see them separated. It's almost like there's no unity anymore. Of energetic unity has to exist because energy bodies are tied to subconscious. Subconscious holds it all together. Um, the same, it tells me that electric chair, when a person dies on electric chair or through torture, the same result. And it's easy to grab these energy bodies and this particular soul for experiments and to do, they usually do. I see that they take them to cloning facilities.
Hmm.
So
Because they're completely easy, even easily to get. It's not like you when you have the um, this mop with a like a nest, and then you catch the butterfly. What you call?
they have cyborgs and they put each energy body in a separate cyborg. It's like each energy body has a fragment of a soul, and then you can put it like if soul splits in 7 pieces, you got like 7 cyborgs activated. You can create the whole army by killing people in a torturous way or in an unexpected way, which is that what they're doing because they're expanding the artificial realities right now. This thing is, I got now, it's almost like a blast into my head that a lot of things that they're saying that's going to happen is not true in terms of like money systems and all this stuff. I really feel it here. It's like I feel I see a physio. I see I'm like in out of our universe, and I'm swimming through interesting universe that has like giant, like a princess cut, like a diamond
Mm-hmm.
ring. It goes like this. They have a giant crystals flying and spinning, and when I look inside the giant crystal, it has like a tree inside, and the roots are coming out, but it's floating in space. And when I touch the roots of the tree, I get information. It's like a informational universe of some sort. Like, I see a lot of people. I see like this one person. He has some interesting like hood, but it goes like this. It's very tight, rubberized suit like this. It goes like high neck. Is like a zipper, but
Mm-hmm.
it goes kind of around. I don't understand why. Uh, it has some interesting. It's almost like it's not a triangle upside down, but it's more like how they draw a tornado with the hole inside, like there, and
Mm-hmm.
there's lightning goes inside, like on the picture, and it's a square. It's a sign. And I asked him, "Who are you?" He says, "I'm a time traveler." He has tattoos all over his black suit. We would think it's tattoos. When I touch them, it's like rubber. Different colors, different signs. It says the signs are the keys to enter different universes. That's what it is for. All I have to do is mentally touch it with my mind, a sign, and the spiral moving portal shows up right before my face. That's how I get. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to find it. It shows up.
That
It
is very
says that's how I
interesting.
get information. It's
So,
it's crystalline trees that have memories and hold memories of each universe created. Each tree represents a universe. But he said only real universes biologically that have consciousness, created by consciousness, with consciousness inside, not the artificial ones.
Okay. So you said there are crystallines. Can you repeat again? Is
Myron, his name is.
Myron? This is
Yeah.
the name of the crystal of that
No, the
person.
name of the guy I'm
The
talking
guy.
to. He's got
Okay.
the kind of greenish skin, tiny little nose. It's not flat, it's tiny. He has very close eyes, and they go like this, like a wave on the sea. And
Mhm.
then
So and you have a very good perception of what he say to you. I mean.
I'm floating like this, like when you jump
Mm-hmm.
from, I never did them but I see like, and I'm flying, floating in space, and he's floating looking at me. And he asked me, what do you want to know? And he says that artificial now is a transformation stage where all the artificial realities are separating from the biological realities. So all the artificial people, which is 75% of the people on so-called Earth you live on, are artificially designed, created, or stuffed with programs. Only the rest, 25, are supposed to stay on the biological side, on the biological
So what's
little
going to
piece.
happen to this 75% of people?
He says there's only a little island from the map that we know of, as we call world, is really natural and is connected through the fountain of energy infused with consciousness to the center of the planet, which is the essence of the planet. The other parts are gonna break off. He says, break off. In your perception, breaking off would be economically, uh, nationally, and they would create their own artificial world behind the wall that you wouldn't be able to see. And at some point, they fade away from the screen of your reality. That's what he said. Some countries are going to be fading away from the screen of your reality. And because they're going to fade away, the energetic shift and the physical shift is going to happen, which means the movement of the waters of the planet. Continents and waters are going to move.
Hmm. Okay, so it doesn't sound pretty. I mean, it's a bit scary.
Oh, yeah, because I see, you know what I see? I see Atlantic Ocean. I clearly see Atlantic. And then I see the by the ocean, right? Plate. I see like a plateau, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then a split happens and it slowly moves away. It's like a break a cookie and
Mm-hmm.
separate the two parts. And the water from the ocean fills in slowly. I don't feel like there's a panic or some craziness going on in terms of like big disaster, but I feel like it's gonna slowly disconnect and create more water passageways, arteries throughout Earth
Mm-hmm.
that way, because water is shifting from one part to another. From where it's shifting away, those parts are gonna be kind of falling out of the reality slowly, type thing. And people are gonna be bunching up more. In certain spots where people are moving, migrating these days, they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
more bunched up, more dense.
Okay. When you can ask it when this separation of the waters will going to happen.
Oh, he says years and years. His voice sounds so interesting. I see 50 years. That's what I see. Over the 50-year long. He said nothing super drastic is going to happen, like no immediate.
Hmm. So, can you ask somebody saying, I mean, just something that I heard, that 2030, apparently the humanity will be almost over. This is true or not?
Not, no,
Hmm.
I got to know.
Good. I am pro-life, so. And another thing that I'm quite curious is for the 25% of people that are in the consciousness, that biologically they come from that part, what they have to do, how they have to keep alive, basically, against these programs, these virtual realities, how they have to be more than 25% eventually one day, or to create a big community.
He says consciousness controls your biological body. They have a biological connection in between, energy, physical, connected, and the reality you are at. Like he shows me a big purple ball made out of webs. This is kind of a representation of our soul inside the physical body. So our soul projects the idea of I want to live, I don't want to live into the ball. It supplies it with energy for a certain amount of time until which you want to live. If you project it, I live until 75 years old, you'll get exactly amount of energy to live for your body to live until that age. Because your mind is more powerful than any machine, and it would literally turn on in a way the thoughts, where you have to go, where you have to be, what you have to do. If you programmed your body to stay alive until a certain age, you'll know how to survive.
Can you ask?
Instincts.
Hmm.
It's like we become like we go by animal instinct.
Hmm. Can you ask as well if that confirms my theory that with our mind, because we have a very super powerful energy, we can fix bodies as well. Let's say somebody that is in the wheelchair, that we can fix his spine that is broken, people that is blind that can see again. Do you think that, because I think we had all these, let's say, these healing properties, that we was our own doctor, yeah, we can heal ourselves, but this consciousness that we recollect this memory to do it, actually to fix body. Obviously we have to accept that energy stays until a time, because the body obviously our container doesn't stay longer than that. But let's say that a young kid is in the wheelchair, and using their mind, using this powerful gift that we have, we can fix it.
He said, as you were talking, you're in a dense reality. The physical body belongs to the density. So the density has to be either artificially redesigned, meaning like surgery or whatever. And he said the mind is so strong because the mind deep down knows you cannot walk if you can only forget that you cannot. And it's extremely hard to forget. With the spine, it's possible, but it will take a long, long time. And physically, you have to do a lot of work. physical. It involves the density restructuring, which is a physical work of your physical body. You can't just like sit around and with your mind. They said you have to be lifted to one of the ships. Yes, a chamber, healing chamber ships or whatever it is, and put in the bubble of zero energy, whatever it is. That's when molecules can restructure and rebuild themselves. And with eyes, you can remove the dead tissue and grow new that would have the same properties and the same. I see it like an energy bubble that you can be there.
Exactly. This is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about it because if we basically we are able to connect not only the person that is sick or he has this issue with his body or her body, but together to go and connect in that kind of reality. It's not only to forget. It's only about to understand that it's possible.
Human will can do wonders. So he said, if you're willing, if you're believing,
Hmm.
even if it takes time, it depends on the severity of the damage of molecules and tissues composed of those molecules. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, because I feel even when there is a tumor, a cancer, there is two ways to, let's say, to absorb the mass, which yes is density, but it's part of the density. But we have to absorb or
Mm.
reduce in a very, very tiny, 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 tiny atom, which then
No,
is going to disappear.
he showed me a human body. I see it as light green. And he shows me yellow, kind of this mustard yellow color tumor in the liver. And when I get close to it, he shows me it's a very low vibrational energy there. It says what the body does when the person has uh, lived through something negative period of time, very negative
Mm-hmm.
period of his life or her life, negative thoughts, negative actions, negative everything, inside, the body tries to keep itself clean and healthy. So it assimilates, it encapsulates those emotions and feelings and thoughts into one little bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to keep it spreading all over the body and contaminating the whole body. So this body decided to put it on the liver, and that's why liver cancer. It depends. It depends really where you store those emotions, as I. And then you have to understand what emotions and just let them go. And I see like a balloon going into the sky, and that's when your body can just it kind of thins out, becomes softer, softer as tissue, and then the natural like immune cells eat it up, almost
Mm-hmm.
as if, you
Yeah.
know, like antigenes are eaten by antibodies type thing process begins, and that's it. Because before, see, it encapsulates itself. That's why antibodies cannot get to it. It's too hard of a surface. When you soften a little, understand why you formed this, what emotions to release, all of a sudden it's soft and flat and it's easy eaten up and dissolved. So,
Mm-hmm. This is beautiful. Yeah. Um, yes, this is a new way to think and to use our, let's say, gifts. Because we talk about the intelligence that we use in their brain, but you can be super intelligent, but you have always to use in the right way.
mm,
I mean, is why we use only 10% of our intelligence.
they shut it down by genes. Your genes are. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where intelligence comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence comes from knowledge, from wisdom, from memories, from data collected in the genes, and they just turn off those. They block them. It's almost like they fill them up with some sort of goo, so the energy cannot go through them. Therefore, the energy cannot carry the information through, much like blood carries information throughout our body. And that's why we can only use 10%. I mean, we're gonna be like mega gods if we could activate our DNA. We would just, and they know it. We would just completely erase them from, like, you know what I mean? If everybody activates it, it's like, wait a minute, who is who here? Why are the parasitic archangels, guides, and all of the fake Pleiadians and fake Arcturians, fake Syrians are here? What are they? Why are they taking my energy? They're fooling me into believing this and that. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I'll be like understanding everything like this
Mm-hmm.
without even studying it because we know all of it.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's very good. Actually, gives. I mean, I got my own theory here, and I still think that anything is possible. Obviously, I know we have limits with our organic body, but with our mind and spirit, we are o- o- honestly we are an infinity of resources. This is why we can
Mm.
jump in different dimensions. Yes, we are in this 3D, but I feel many times that I am in the 5D. Even people that says, "Oh, the only special, beings, they are allowed to be in the sixth dimension." Who say that? Who say that?
No,
Nobody's.
it's like a
Everybody's
program
special.
you connect to through your thought of
Mm,
wanting. Your thought of wanting is a particular wave in particular hertz, connects to certain vibrational frequency by your thought. Like you would say, I'm ready for dimension number 11, and you know you are there, unless you have cords like attachments, emotional or mental or
mhm,
physical, to the physical world. You can go easily. It's just like literally aphesia. It's like we're little sparks within the big spark, and the big spark is like the ocean that has all the dimensions all together, and they're in us and they're outside of us. You just have to want to be there, and you're there. I don't know
mhm,
how to explain it. It's so easy though. Like people think that you have to physically climb the tree to get to a certain dimension. No.
mhm, mhm,
It's like your perception, if you value and respect everything alive, never kill anything what is alive, have respect, grand respect for life, and understanding how any creative ability is a great gift, and everybody of us has this. I mean, you can go to any dimension you want. Here you go. It's just like that. I mean,
mhm,
you don't want any bad or any evil to anybody. You're already on dimension number 50 if you want it. If that's
mhm.
how you think.
Yeah, exactly. This is why, again, I see that all these dimensions that they says, number three, number four, five, six, and then they make like, uh, let's say, archetypes and a pyramid of, you know, oh, these guys are archangel or these guys are god, and
Mhm.
so again we are talking of the same.
Hierarchical pyramid,
Yeah.
which always holds you to lower vibrations. If that's what you
Yes.
think, that
Mm-hmm.
somebody is higher than you, that God creator
Mm-hmm.
somebody, and you'll
Exactly.
always be down under that God creator. At the
Yeah.
bottom of the pyramid, you'll always be. Even if you climb a little bit higher, you'll still be under him because he's on top.
Yeah, this is why, I mean, many people, they always forget, what they preach, because it says, oh, we are all species and all we are the same and we are all
Mm,
together. We are as strange. We are one. We are one consciousness. So why it has to be pyramids? That was be number one, number two, number three. Is always creating always this competition between us that you are less important than another as you receive a number that tells you your value. Okay, and this is what they created in this reality. That every person has a value or has a different number. I don't believe in that, to be honest. I think we are special, unique, and nobody can compare it. We are completely different from another, but the same at the same time. So we need people. We need the people, obviously, with the consciousness to be one because we are all memory together. We are just split.
mm, yeah.
And that they were split because we have our experience in this planet, in other universes, to make and to made in the future. So this is why not jumping on top another one makes you the best at all. Actually, you need that soul because all together create shapes. Shapes create a picture, and the picture has altogether the right colors, and so
Mm,
together make sense. So it's like I starting to beat myself up, to start to criticize myself, to shout myself, to slap myself. That is what we do with other people.
first you do it with yourself and then you do it to others because that's what you
Exactly.
project.
Hmm. Yeah.
Basically, if the person is angry at himself or herself, I'll be angry at the world too.
Yeah, this is what he project in others, and then he created these emotions. That these emotions are
Mm,
part of that big game, these virtual realities, because we allowed that all these fake creations, these virtual realities, to get in our consciousness, to split us.
yeah, through belief, we created all of this, build everything up basically by our belief, believing in it is that it exists.
Hmm.
It's easy, but it's also complicated. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, we are surrounded, but everything is because we repeat many times. Everything we are living a materialistic world. Everything is material. Everything is. I mean, people they make people depend and needy of all these creations, okay? The electricity, the computers, these programs, games, money, and everything is behind the money, power. So this is why many people, all the part of the clients are talking in general
Mm.
is they are desperate about money. Why I can't make money? Why I not? Is again, as I said, first we have to take off the software from our way that we consider money. Money is not real. Money is just a software, like a microchip. Yeah, for you to think that without money you are nothing, zero.
It's the rules of the like my kids playing Roblox, right? They have this virtual money, they collect the certain points. It's just like money, collect the
Hmm.
points, numbers. Oh, I got 80 points, I can buy my pig dress or whatever they have, animals like a new something. Here you go, the same idea. We collect certain numbers in our accounts, and if you have a certain number, you can afford to rent this apartment or that apartment or buy a car. If you don't, you don't. Um, but the program that, see, the biggest program over all the programs is we're not supposed to have enough unless we sell our soul to devil, you can call it, to this um, unless you sell your soul basically to the low vibrational beings who promise
Mhm.
you to have lots of money. And that's what you see. Some people, do you see some people just completely turn like over the years, just amazing, crazy, money oriented jerks. I mean, there's no way to describe them other way.
Mhm.
They just like they lose all their values that they used to have before, and that's what happens because that connection and that contract with low vibrational beings make you lose your empathy, your feelings towards others. All the focus is only on material, and that's it. Your soul is sold to forever material world. You'll be incarnated over and over again and won't be able to choose.
Exactly.
Simply.
So, yes, this is. I know that we live in obviously in a reality that money is everything. That's what we wanted. It's like we're living in a bottle, yeah. And soon we can't,
Yeah.
breathe anymore, because everything is money. Everything is
Right.
money. So this is why is I really this is I'm trying to really focus about the power of our mind, even to want really what we need, that makes us happy, not just to make our house full of stuff that eventually we put in there, love, or we have it to
Storage.
throw away.
We
Yes.
don't have enough storage to put it in at some point. No, you can manifest stuff. You can manifest stuff
Hmm.
for as much money as you have. There's things like you get lucky with some things, and uh, yeah, in my life I had all kinds of stuff, things when I needed something, it was just given to me because the person had extra or didn't need it, or
Hmm.
and those were expensive things too. So it just depends. I mean, how you look at it. If you just know that if you want to keep your consciousness intact
Hmm.
and not connected to any low vibrational beings, and stay all your life without etheric implants or any influences of or negative co-creators in your energy sphere, you kind of have to be ready to the idea that you'll never have enough of those money, that
Hmm.
in your understanding you want enough, but you'll have good enough to survive, which is, fine, right? Just change a little bit the understanding of it. um
Yeah. This is very important that people they're starting to even to understand that is really possible to do that. Even, I mean, when people complain, oh, I know this, because deep down they, even if they have money, which everybody wants money to buy, to pay the rent, to buy the gas because it's cold, to fix his tooth, anything
hmm,
basically, they have to go to the subject why you really want. Don't focus with the money, because money doesn't make you happy. It's just a temporary, moment of fake happiness.
um,
And but I am sure when with the clients we do a session and he has this wish, we can go there and together make sure that the subconscious will going to focus in that exactly wish that you want to make true, because that all is energy will put in that wish it will going to obtain.
right.
So yes, I say it's possible, and doing this kind of session when obviously the client is open minded enough to understand that is not like it rains, it's because he wants,
No,
he
no, no, no.
wants
It's
definitely.
it's it's different. Yeah, yeah. There are different methods of doing it. I mean, I've tested a lot on myself
Hmm.
also. I just usually what works is just like I put certain picture on my home screen phone if I'm looking for a location or a place, or like now for rentals. And actually it's pretty funny that I put one picture, forgot about it, that's on my home screen, but you don't look at your home screen all the time,
Hmm.
and it happens to be that I ended up looking at that area even though we're against it in the beginning. I mean, because my husband didn't like it, but now he does. And so it kind of like the reality builds around that visual picture that I subconsciously see every day when I open the phone, but consciously I even forgot about it. I'm thinking, looking at it, wait a minute, that's exactly the neighborhood where we're looking for rentals right now. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was never possible, but I still put it on my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
And then,
you booked, and then you
yeah.
left on the part of your
And then I
consciousness.
forgot
Because
about it. I even told myself,
exactly,
forget about it. It's not possible.
Be- and then arrives when you don't, because you are not too
I'm not
stressed of
pushing. I'm
thinking.
not
Exactly.
pushing. I'm like, even if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'll just wait for another month. And, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like when you book or you buy something online. I mean, you purchase from Amazon. You know that arrives. So as soon that you obviously we pay. So, but we pay what
Hmm.
with our energy that we are already believe that is already with us, and that is when you
Hmm.
manifest and you obtain things.
Right.
But you have
Yeah.
to be only one movement. The
Right.
moment that you really want, put on the side, focus to the next, uh, you know, things around you,
Um,
and then arrives when you because it's already booked. You
right. And when you're not emotional reacting, that's what I notice,
yes.
especially with the kids, when
Mm-hmm.
one of them starts emotional reacting to something, the day can go real hard. And they
Mm-hmm.
know it now. So we take everything calmly. No matter what happens, calm. And then the whole day goes calm. That's what it is. So, but it, of course, it comes with experience, with understanding, with practice, with going through times when you weren't that calm. And so to prove yourself through, oh, remember, that's how it works. So now we do the opposite. Then people can, do back and forth different things. And looking back, you understand better why it is that that time was successful for you, but the other time was not. And why is that there you got what you wanted, but here you did not?
Mm-hmm.
Compare, analyze.
Yeah, because end of the day, I mean, we are the one that sabotage what we want constantly. Because one day you think in that way, and tomorrow you think in another way, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the same mean of the day before or the day later. How much
Right.
you want, but why you want this? What can change?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's not even how much, but it's more like of an experience, excitement inside.
Yeah, but
Quiet
even this,
excitement, I call it.
yeah, but I mean, what happened to me that was 10 things that I really wanted, and when I didn't was even thinking about arrived, that it gives me finally the clue that yes, everything's possible if you really want.
Yeah, especially when you least expect it. For me,
Yeah.
it's like if I just had one thought about one thing and didn't even say or felt or acknowledge that I wanted it, it just comes to me. Like a lot of times, it comes to me even if I don't want it. I just had like
Wow.
one little thought about it, just yeah, wild stuff just happens. I remember, yeah, things like that. I was wondering about that in my childhood also. But yeah, it's very easy when you understand the mechanisms. And then a lot of people don't understand the mechanisms. And a lot of them come to sessions to you and me thinking that you are going to fix everything, but they are not going to do anything. All it takes is just one session. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a big problem, or even worse problem when they come for curiosity, just to find out who they were before they came to Earth. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not the point of the session. And I right away from the emails, I can tell who's what person, what wants what, and how serious they are. And the same ideas about life, pretty much. Do you really want it because you want to experience it, or because the whole world around tells you that being a doctor is the best thing in the world because you get tons of money?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. So, I mean, let's say that people that they have this particular journeys with us, they
Mm.
have to at last to to have a bit open mind because we help them to find the key. Then what they decide, what they want, they already know, because it's a spiritual journey where they need to understand what is important for them, and to understand why they've been suffering, what's happened to them.
Right.
And
To get the
and they
information. That's the
ex-
session is done for information and for you
exactly.
analyzing it. And based on it, you can change
Hmm.
your life by taking certain physical steps and
Yes, and
changing something in your
um,
physical life.
I mean, when the people are in the state of trance, which they are relaxed, they don't have a lot of stuff going on with their mind, and they focus. Finally, they are focusing. It's like people that do meditations. Yeah, in our sessions, people they go in meditation straight away and
Mm,
connect with their own body, especially if they have problem, illness, traumas, and we can take off. But in order to don't come back
mm-hmm.
to suffer, to have other traumas or other problems, they have to understand why they have that
Mm-hmm.
trauma, why they have that illness. Not because they deserve, because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have enough information. When we give the right information and make sense to the client, then when it's the completely healing. Also, in emotionally way, you become stronger and you starting to feel all these like chewing gum you talk about before that are attached to you, they're starting to follow down, because that are what create insecurity, fear, anger, frustration.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you don't give importance to all these emotions, that when you get close to your goals and you can reach definitely your targets easily, because you are not distracted by fake emotions.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Correct. It's a good way to finish the our meeting today because I mean it's important to talk about and people need to hear it a lot over
Hmm.
and over again to
Over
finally
and over.
understand it.
We can't just talk today and stop. We can always remind people to at last to have a try, to think out of the box for once to see if that something comes true. Because we are in a box of everybody are trying to sell you something that doesn't make you happy.
Right.
Actually,
And people want immediate results because this
mhm, the
consumerism
blue
kind of
pill.
sells you, you know, like I've had a few people who's like, can you guarantee me results? I mean, like, of course, nobody can guarantee because it's your job to make it come true, and your job to believe and support it by believing in you being able to bring the results in, you know. And that's when it's hard for people to understand. They always need guarantees or money back guaranteed, like everywhere in the world. But it's not the esoteric work is not like that. I'm just talking about it because I recently had like a person who was really, I don't even know if he needs a session. I recommended that he goes to somebody else, not to me at the end,
Hmm.
simply because it's like I don't know what he needs a session for. He was asking for guarantees for this or that, and to the point, I'm nice to be honest because most people you just ask information about the session, they give you information, and they want to answer your 10 other questions about the
That we
guarantees and
call,
other stuff. They'll just tell you go away to somebody
yeah,
else.
they are
But
analytical clients that verbally you understand that they need confidence, because I want this, but I'm not sure. But I'm
right,
here for a reason.
right,
So
right.
yeah, the analytical clients, they can be very tricky because I mean,
They
uh,
analyze too much and they want the results exactly when do I get the result. But it's not like that.
mhm,
It's usually time consuming. Some people get it quickly, but those are very strong-willed people who really believe in their own results coming fast and
mhm.
in their own belief system supports, that generates a lot of energy and it speeds up the physical representation of the work we've done in etheric. But others are just like, don't doubt it. Don't wait for results. Give yourself time. It might take whatever time. You never know. And that's what you never know. It scares people the most. When? That's why a lot of regressologists, they stopped asking subconscious how long it's going to take for the results from the energy work coming down into physical, manifesting as a physical,
Hmm.
right? Because people would be so attached to the particular date, they would even put like a circle the date on the calendar. They would just ruin the whole thing
They
because
are
that's kind
just
of
to.
already doubt. Like if you
Mhm.
just, it's kind of like, how many times they said, do you remember all these people who've been saying that, oh, Biden would be arrested on stage during inauguration, or there would be the lion portal is going to happen, this or that, or we're going to transition, the big flush is coming that date. Then the date passes, everybody's disappointed, then next day, or then it's coming in a year and two and 10 and five, and you know what, it's endless. But
Yeah,
that's exactly what they want us to be. They want us to get disappointed. And see, we get ourselves too attached to dates, and dates belong to the matrix.
numbers
If you
again.
just like understand that you are eternal, time means nothing. All of a sudden, you speed up everything, all the processes, and you don't wait for the, sun flash come and save you and wake others up. It's not gonna happen. That's their job to wake up, or maybe they're not gonna wake up altogether. 75%, right, of people are not even people.
Hmm.
So
This is why we have all. I mean, not people that is frustrated and they're not happy. So again, when you
because they
buy.
live with illusions inside their heads. They're not living their life. They're
Mhm,
looking forward to something that's gonna, oh, something amazing is gonna happen. Just help everybody out.
exactly.
Mm.
So it was a great, journey together today again. And yes, all the best for you. Still looking for your house. That soon you're going
I
to move this
manifested it
beautiful
already in my.
Florida.
Yeah, yeah. My son is already there. Starting school
So
tomorrow.
he,
Yeah,
he, he
college
likes
tomorrow.
the Florida weather,
Yeah,
Miami.
he likes it. Yeah, he's in the dormitory. Yeah, he likes his friends, and he's got his best
Fantastic.
friend there from school from here
Yeah,
too.
I have some people that lives there, and they even a Sardinian guy that has a restaurant from my town.
Hmm. Oh,
So
we
when you will
should
go
go
there,
visit.
you're going to visit him. I can give you the refer, and it's lovely, and you can eat proper Sardinian food.
Oh, that's
So
nice. I'll take a video, post it on my channel.
definitely, definitely.
Okay,
And
thank
okay, stay
you.
with me and speak you soon. We're going to speak probably next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Okay, thank you. Bye.